What's up, Barrels for Hope? Welcome to Angels Share 22. Happy holidays. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. Welcome, Josh and Kim. How are you guys tonight?
Doing well.
Doing great over here.
Awesome. We got a great show, I think, for you guys tonight. We're going to fill you in on some information. We're going to talk about the latest pick we secured, which we're all very excited about. Our annual event, Patreon. Talk a little bit about Knob Creek. I think Kim and Josh both have it poured. I got to take it easy for our bourbon of the year after this, but you guys have which ones you got? All the Knob Creeks and the Elijah Craigs poured.
I don't have the Elijah Craig poured yet, but I have it in front of me.
Oh, nice.
I got them all ready to go.
All right. Yeah. So hopefully everybody got those. And I would suggest pouring the Knob Creek. I guess you could pour whatever you want tonight, but yeah, but I think we're going to go through the Knob Creek tasting. And then we'll do a little Q&A. We'll try to make this one a little short tonight. We won't go probably over 30 minutes. So, with that being said, I guess I'll kick it to Kim. We won't keep you guys in suspense much. And since she worked on this for us, we'll let her break the news of where our next pick is going to be.
I'm so excited. We are doing a Texas whiskey. And before you get upset, it's still Austin. So we will be doing a Still Austin rye pick in March. So March 31st, still working through the details and how many people we can bring, but it is a really fun place to visit. It's a great place to do a pick. And if you haven't tried the Still Austin Rye Barrel Proof, even the batch that they put out, I would suggest trying it if you have the opportunity. It's awesome. And I did watch Josh one night compare it to an Old Carter Rye.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we were in Kentucky. What were we there for, Kim? We were up there for something. And we were hanging out. We were hanging out in the Fairfield lobby, having a bottle share, as one does, when in Rome. And there was another group there, and they were just going on and on about this one guy said he found Old Carter Rye batch, whatever it was, and how it was so amazing and everything. And he wanted to share it with us, and it was good. And then the next thing I drank after that was the Still Austin. Like, is it their batch is like 2 or 3 years?
Something like that, yeah.
And I was like, I'm honest to a fault. I told the guy, I was like, look, man, the Old Carter's good, but this Still Austin Rye is actually better than the Old Carter. You should try this. And he got a little bit upset with me.
Did he?
He did.
Yeah.
He's like, I paid $300 for this. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Just like the Still Austin the Still Austin tastes better. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Their rye is so stinking good. And if you can get a barrel specific, right? Like everything, but man, oh man, if you get a good one, it is absolutely phenomenal. So, and we get to do this when they're in person. So it's going to be amazing.
Yes, I think it'll be awesome.
Yeah, for sure. And we don't know how many we can take yet or any of that, right, Kim?
We're working through that. We'll know that in the January live stream.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and Brian was there. He said it was a Four Roses pick. Yeah.
Okay.
That was pre-Brian as treasurer. He was just a member. They got to come on that pick. So.
And then the other thing we should have for our live stream next month is annual event tickets on sale. So we're still working through some details, still doing some negotiating with the venue, but expect to have those available, priced, and on sale after our next live stream. So again, the date, July 26th in Nashville.
Awesome. So the only news I have tonight is just the allocations. We didn't give you guys last month's, but Narav sent those last month's and this month's to me today. So we have a Weller 12, a Weller Special Reserve, 2 Blantons, an E.H. Taylor, and an Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Toasted for the auction at the end of the year. So nice. All great bottles. So as always, huge thanks to Narav and A1 for supporting us and donating those to us.
Yeah, Narav is freaking. I've recently, a little self-disclosure here. I really like to keep my work life at UPS and my personal life separation of, church and state, as it were. Recently, some people at work have ran across the fact that I had a bourbon channel 3.5 years in. And people inevitably ask about it. And so then I tell them about it and tell them how it led to Barrels for Hope and, Lance and my path crossing. And then, Kim and Brian and Bill and Dan and just everybody, Joe, that's just part of this thing, and all you guys here in the chat. And I tell people about it. And I was like, yeah, all this came from just like drinking whiskey with friends and sharing it online. And it's really difficult for people to wrap their heads around. But none of that would be even remotely possible without Narav.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's funny, Josh. I keep mine completely separate as well. And like most people I work with have no idea I have a channel. They know I run a charity, but they don't really know what it is. And we're having a huge open house on Sunday. And a lot of people from my work are coming. So when they see all this behind me, they're gonna be like, what is going on?
What's up with the lights and the cameras? Like, all right, you got your room, but yeah, there's some people at work that are interested in bourbon. And so now that they know that I have a channel, they're like, my phone's blowing up and they want to ask questions and talk. Like I talked to a guy all I do is drive. I talked to a guy I'll tell you, 2 hours and 39 minutes this morning.
Oh my goodness.
He's like, what's up with this channel? I've known this guy since for 20 years. He's like, what's up with this YouTube thing, man? I was like, that's
funny. So. Yeah, Nick said, close off the room, Lance. Nah, I love sharing it, man. And it's funny when people come over to the house that have never been here. It's like, even if they're not into bourbon, we can't hardly pull them out of this room. They're like, it's crazy how people are just sucked in. So it's a lot of fun. So I guess we'll throw it over to Josh now, and Josh can talk about Patreon a little bit, because I know you guys are wondering what we're doing with Patreon. How's it going? By the way, I promised Josh last night on the board meeting that I would work on the website, but Josh, we had a lab flood on campus, and my day was ruined. So, hopefully tomorrow I can work on that.
Okay.
So.
Cool. Yeah. So Patreon Exodus stuff again, guys. This is incredibly important. Like, tell my daughter, like, turn your listening ears on. Okay, you need to hear this. We are working diligently behind the scenes with help from this man right here. Oh, I can't highlight. I'm not running the chat. Jason Crute is helping us out on this. We have some stuff we need to do on our end right now, as far as like setting up some stuff on our end. So we're getting that ironed out, and then Jason's going to start working on getting the portal up so that we can sign up, like transfer off of Patreon over to that. Very easy. And simplicity is the name of the game here. So we're going to make it as easy as possible for you guys, but we need you to be ready and act. We're going to try to do this in January if we can. Definitely February feels like almost a hard cutoff, like the end of year 2. We kind of need to be done with Patreon. We started in mid-February. No more than mid-February this year. We need to kind of wrap this up so that we can start having more money to donate to charity and less going to Patreon for all their fees. But it's going to be really easy to sign up, and we need everybody to kind of act in mass, because once we start the transfer over and open those floodgates, like, you're going to get notifications through Patreon, and then like in a few days or a week or something like that, the Patreon, we're going to close it, because if we don't, you're going to be billed duplicate. You don't want that. So we want to bill you at the new platform, and we'll close the Patreon stuff down, and it will cease to be. So keep your eyes peeled for that. mid-January. We probably won't have a live stream before it happens if we can pull it off in mid-January, but just look for posts. There will be communications leading up to it, several pieces of communication leading up to it to let you guys know to be ready.
Josh, that kind of makes, I mean, we haven't talked about this, and maybe we can talk about it later, but maybe we try to shoot to do it on a live stream, make it go live or right after a live stream in January.
We could
I mean, we could talk about it, but just an idea.
Yeah.
Whatever's easiest and easiest for everybody is what we want to do. So,
right. And just full disclosure, we try always full disclosure with you guys, but the way that Patreon works is like you're billed on the date that you sign up. So if we've got some people signed up on the 15th and some people on the 20 something or another, and then somebody on the 3rd, it's really difficult not to have duplicate billing. If you do land in a zone where you get hit with duplicate billing, we need to know that on an individual basis, and we can handle that. We can process a refund through Patreon so that you're not duplicately billed.
Yep. EJ asked, is there a way to register on the new platform ahead of time?
Just being a member here, like whatever you're at, if you're a full member, if you're, just for everybody, if you're a charity member, $5 tier, if you're a full member, $65 tier, wherever you're at, you have a space on the new platform, and that correspondence will go out to that specific tier. And then all you have to do is just act on it to go sign up, and it'll be easy. It'll just, you just go sign up with, the little payment platform and pick full member or, whatever. And you'll be right in there. It'll be a piece of cake.
Yeah. You're not going to have to fight for a spot again, like when we first opened it up, and we'll give you guys, I don't know. I can't even remember if we've talked about it, but we'll give you some time to go sign up before we open it up.
It's going to be incredibly easy. That's what we're focused on. Not only is it easier setup on our end, but it just keeps things really simple for you guys. You'll just literally go in. There'll be an email that goes out for the $65 tier. Full members, you just go sign up, and then maybe the next week after that or something, we'll hit the $5 members and have the charity tier go sign up for their spots, and then Patreon everything will get moved down to $0, and from there it's just processing any refunds of the few that might fall into a duplicate situation. We're going to try to avoid as much of that as possible.
And one of the things another thing that'll be great about the new platform is based on some requests. We are working to make the charity tier a bit more flexible. So if someone would rather give $10 a month than $5 a month, we're going to give that option as well.
Yes. So that you can, if you want recurring payments of more than $5, we're going to try to make that possible if we can. It should be possible.
Yep.
Thanks to our awesome treasurer.
Yeah. Brian is, I forgot he's watching it. I don't want to say anything good about him right now. He'll get his head big. No, Brian is amazing. He's doing an amazing job as treasurer and keeping us in line.
Yeah, and doing an amazing job of helping us understand things that we're too dumb to know we don't know. Hey, you guys remember when I was the treasurer? Boy, telling you guys, we're dodging bullets left and right. We're like Neo in the Matrix over here.
You got to start it, Josh. You're fine. You're fine. Nobody else was volunteering for that job, so.
Well, look, guys. Like Lance said, he's got to stream at 8. Well, we're Central Time here, so he's got to stream in 11 minutes now. So we want to be mindful of that. And that's all the news. We're going to do this Knob Creek tasting over these last 10 minutes. If you have any questions, any Q&A type of stuff, let us know. We're happy to A your Qs for the next 10 minutes.
Yep. And one other plug I'll make. We do have Starlight bottles that are still available. The straight bourbon is amazing, especially for the price. And as Aaron pointed out when we were at Starlight, it makes the best whiskey and Coke I think I've ever had. So highly recommend that. And the double oaked is phenomenal. And the price on both of these is pretty amazing. And every bottle you buy has money that goes to charity.
Yes, get in on those guys. I mean, if you are part of the annual event, you know how good both of these barrels are. And if you've got any of the bottles so far, you know how good these barrels are. So we definitely need to get some of these moved. The more we move, the more it helps out with charity. So definitely, if you're looking for, Seal, by the way, Sealbox is, keep in mind, they are a outlet that is dealing with a onslaught of Christmas rush right now. So shipping is a little slow. Just be mindful of that. But if you're, if you've got to order in or you're waiting or whatever, reach out to them, check up on it. That's been very effective for people who have followed up. I think they're probably like in water up to here with all the shipping for the holidays. And then, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. So,
it's hard. It's hard to be as good as our shipping department, if I'm being honest. No, they have a little more volume than we do.
A little bit more.
But yeah, my bottles got here. They're fantastic. I got a few extra of the double oak just because I have some history buffs who like bourbon too. And the story of the different 5 regions of France is just so cool. So yeah, they're for $50 a bottle, they're awesome. They're amazing.
Yeah.
And I tasted, I think I posted in Discord, but I tasted the straight against some older Starlight straights, and I had an older double oaked that I tasted against it. It's really cool to see how far Starlight has come with the same age statements. They've just gotten a lot better. They've gotten a lot of the craftiness out from the earlier years. And I hadn't had their stuff in a while till we went on that, till we picked, narrowed down the barrels, and they're getting so much better. And I mean, they were already good for a newer distillery, but now it's really cool to see what they're doing.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I talked to Kyle about that when we were there, Andrew, when we were there. And I was like, dude, particularly like the double oaked is incredibly good, period. But the straight bourbon impressed me the most because I actually told Andrew, I was like, we need to come in there and like taste some finished stuff. And he's like, I want you to start with the straight bourbon just as a baseline. Yeah. And I'm like, in my head, I'm, no offense to them or whatever, but I was like, we don't need to do that because I don't particularly care for your straight bourbon.
Yeah.
I don't. The very first barrel that we tasted blew me away so much. It ended up being the one that we selected to go into the tasting, which was then the overwhelming selection for first place by like double votes by the 100+ people that we had there. So that's how good it is. Like 80 people out of 100 decided that this barrel was by far the best. And it's so good that I bought 3 bottles of it. So just to let you know, yeah, I would have bought more if I could. I literally would love to have bought a whole case because I need at least, I would want to have like 3 just for whiskey and Cokes and then have the other 3 to drink neat. It's so freaking good. So it's no joke, guys. This is a very, very good bottle of whiskey. You definitely want a bottle or 2. And the double oaked is fantastic as well. And it's not that heavy handed double oak that you get. It's so well done. Their cooperage, that was my point that I started. I got distracted with my love for the bottles and forgot to get to the point I was trying to make, which is, you guys know me, that's not atypical. I asked Andrew how this is like. I'm like, dude, how? Because like I've had your straight bourbon and it's, I didn't tell him this specifically. I was like, it's never been this good. Like, why is this so good? And why is the double oak so good? And what he explained to me was they really have started working with their cooperages. And they've been seasoning the wood for a lot longer. So like, this is super nerdy stuff, but Michter's really touts how they do like an 18-month seasoning for the wood on their barrels. And that's like most distilleries do like 6 to 12 months, and seasoning is just leaving the wood outside, basically. But those elements and the way that the weather cycles the oak, it kind of gets some of the tannins and gets some of the harshness and bitterness out of it. And the longer you season stuff, the better whiskey you get in the end. So this is Michter's calling card. They're lower barrel entry proof and 18-month seasoned wood. And I think they even go up to like 24-month seasoned wood in some of their like higher expressions. Starlight says they've been doing like 36 to 48-month seasoning on their staves that make up their barrels. And they found that that's really the sweet spot with the cooperage they work with. And I mean, you're talking like double the time that Michter's is doing. And it's crazy. The dedication that they're putting in to make the whiskey as good as it can possibly be. And it's really showing up in the glass.
Yeah, it's fun to talk to the two brothers at Starlight, because their cooperage is their passion. That's what they specialize in, and you can tell they're doing an amazing job.
All right, what do you guys think about this Knob Creek pick? Let us know. I'm very curious, especially if anybody got the short barrel, and then also got this.
I think the new one's like Knob 12 on steroids.
Sorry, Lance.
Oh no, I was just saying, I think the newest barrel's like Knob 12 on steroids. It is.
I love the newest barrel.
Which one do you like better?
So I just did them side by side for the first time, and I liked the new. I like them both a lot, but I liked the new one a little more.
Where are you at, Josh?
I think that's where I'm at as well. I'm tasting them side by side right now, and the short barrel has more barrel char on it, which is interesting because it's from a lower floor. It's got more barrel char, a little bit more. I like the more barrel char. It's got a little more nuttiness on it though, which I'm not as much of a fan of. And it kind of hits with this like raspberry note on the finish. But the new one that went out to all members, it feels so much more cohesive and just like for lack of a better word, just like more enjoyable to drink. Like the old one's kind of challenging in that way that I remember when we picked it, we were like, man, this kind of tastes like a 14-year pick, because the way the barrel char and the nuttiness work together does make it drink older. But sometimes that can be a little bit, like sometimes you don't want to get an oak stave right in the face.
No, I think the barrel char plus the nuttiness on the short barrel gives it a more peanut shell forward flavor.
Yeah.
That I don't like as much as the flavors I get out of the new one.
Yeah, and the new one just has more of those like dark kind of black cherry notes that I get in some older Knob Creek stuff. Maybe that's because it's not particularly old, but it was on the 6th floor, and when we picked it, I know the proof was well over 130. And when we really loved it was when we added water to it, and we knew that thing was going to be special. And I'm glad we added water to it, because I don't know if we would have picked it before, even though we loved it before. But adding water to it, we were just like, wow, if this is what that's going to do to it, we're in for a treat. So
yeah, and to your point, I think a little bit to both y'all's point, the short barrel, the char and the peanut, the way the notes come together, can go a little bit more peanut shelly. I love the lingering raspberry note on the finish on the short barrel. But the members bottle, it's just like a nice cohesive wave of flavor. I love that black cherry note, and I 100% get that. One of my favorite notes to get on Knob Creek picks is that black cherry note. They don't all have it. It's kind of hard to find ones that do. But I love when I get that. And the finish on the new one is just, it doesn't hit your palate with a ton of, I think it drinks under proof on the sip, but the finish just lasts and lasts and lasts. I'm a huge fan of this one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I hear you there, Ryan.
Oh, Danny Lopez said, oh, he sent Jason a sample of our barrels. He's had it, but he hasn't had it blind, so that'll be interesting.
Oh, I wonder if he'll pick up on the rum. If he'll pick up on that like rum raisin note that I get on it. I freaking love that.
I assume he's talking about the 7-year.
Yeah. He said the first
Oh,
one.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. Reading comprehension's hard. Awesome. That'll be fun to see. That'll be cool.
Dig that. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I didn't see any other questions pop up. Did I miss anything?
We're good. I think we're good. So thank you guys for everything. Thanks for being a part of this. And, as we round out 2024, we're not at the end of our second year, but 2024 was an amazing year. Really was. Yeah. We had our first year in event. We donated 40,000 to charity. You guys are just keeping this ball rolling. So I'm so incredibly thankful for every one of you. It's been an amazing ride so far.
Yeah, I echo all that. I mean, it's nothing. I say it all the time, but it really is nothing without you guys. Like, it's just without you guys, it's just an idea for us. So you really do make it all possible. And it's, it feels like a good symbiotic relationship in that way. And, we can do what we can do to make these barrels available to you guys, and the charity element, it's ideas on our part, but you guys make it possible, and cannot thank you enough. I also want to say, we don't know when yet, but we do still have 2 picks to deliver to you guys that are coming up, which are the Bardstown unique mash bill, which is absolutely amazing. And my only hope on planet Earth, like a Christmas miracle, if I could ask Santa for anything in my stocking, is that this Bardstown barrel, I need it to yield enough so I can buy at least 2 more bottles. Because it is so freaking good. And we do have the Green River pick as well. So keep your eyes peeled for those. Those are coming up. So lots to look forward to in the new year between those 2 barrels coming. Still Austin. We're already we've got like 5 targets for barrel picks for next year. 1 locked in, 4 other targets. And there's communications going on about the 6th pick for next year. So we're already well ahead of the curve on this thing for you guys. And we got some exciting stuff coming down the pipeline. So cheers to 2024, and a big cheers to the year ahead in 2025. Thank you all. Lance, Kim, thank you guys for the work that you do. And Brian in the chat, everyone else on the board, thank you all.
Yep. Cheers, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Love you guys. Merry Christmas.